Let's talk about everyone's favorite summer crunch, the cucumber. There is honestly nothing like walking out to your garden on a hot July morning and picking a crisp, cool cucumber fresh off the vine. But if you have been growing them the traditional way, you know the drill. You have to scour the ground, crawl under big scratchy leaves, hunt for hidden fruit, and inevitably end up with a stiff back and dirty knees. That is exactly what we are going to fix today. Welcome to the first phase of our Ultimate Cucumber Masterclass, where we are going to change the way you think about growing these delicious vegetables forever. We are talking about vertical gardening, the ultimate no-bend solution that brings your harvest right to your eye level. Why is the traditional ground sprawl method such an enemy to our spines? Well, when you let cucumbers grow along the ground, they hide. They camouflage perfectly under those giant, broad leaves. To find them, you are forced to squat, lean, reach, and twist your body in ways that joints just aren't happy about. And let's not forget the health of the plant itself. When cucumbers sit on damp soil, they are magnets for rot, fungus, and soil-borne diseases. You end up with half your harvest being mushy or misshapen because they were sitting in the dirt. By going vertical, we aren't just saving your back. We are actually producing a higher quality, cleaner, and healthier cucumber. So, how do we build a support system that brings the cucumbers to you? For the lazy gardener, we want simple, affordable, and durable. You don't need to be an engineer, and you definitely don't need to be lifting heavy beams. My favorite solution for American patio and raised bed gardeners is the A-frame trellis, or the simple vertical wire panel. You can buy these as kits at any Home Depot or Lowe's, or you can build a simple one using lightweight wire mesh. The goal is to create a structure that is roughly 5 to 6 feet tall. Place this structure right at the back of your elevated garden bed. If you are container gardening, you can use heavy-duty bamboo stakes or a simple metal cage secured to the side of the pot. The key is to secure it before you plant your seeds or transplants. Once your trellis is in place, you are ready for the planting magic. Because you are gardening in an elevated system, which I know you have already set up, your soil is loose, fluffy, and weed-free. Plant your cucumber seeds or seedlings about 8 to 10 inches apart along the base of your trellis. As they begin to grow, you will see those little curly tendrils reaching out. They are looking for something to grab onto. This is where the magic happens. In a ground garden, they grab onto each other, creating a tangled mess. Here, they grab onto your trellis, and they start climbing. This brings us to the no-bend secret weapon, the simple plastic zip tie, or even better, soft garden Velcro. Forget about tying complicated knots with thin string that cuts into your fingers. Take a piece of soft garden Velcro or a loose zip tie, and as the main vine grows, gently guide it onto the trellis. You do this once every few days, and here is the lazy beauty of it. You don't even have to walk into the garden. You walk up to your high-rise bed, standing perfectly straight, sipping your morning coffee. And with one hand, you give the vine a little boost. It takes 10 seconds. That's it. You are training the plant to grow exactly where you want it. As the plant grows higher, you will see the flowers appear, and then the tiny cucumbers. Because they are hanging on a vertical structure, they don't have to fight for space. Gravity does the work for you. The cucumbers will hang straight down. They won't curl up against the dirt. They will be perfectly straight, clean, and easily visible. This is where your harvesting life changes completely. When you go out to collect your dinner, you aren't hunting. You are walking along your elevated bed, and there they are. Perfect, green, crunchy cucumbers hanging like Christmas ornaments right at your chest level. You reach out, give them a gentle twist, and you're done. No crawling, no reaching under leaves, no sore back. You get a clean harvest, and you get to stay standing in the sunshine, not buried in the dirt. By keeping the plants vertical, you are also making your life infinitely easier when it comes to checking for those pesky cucumber beetles or spotting if the plant needs a little more water. Everything is exposed. Everything is accessible. You are moving from a detective role, searching for your harvest, to a manager role, where you are simply overseeing the growth and gathering the rewards. And the best part? Because the air is circulating freely around those hanging cucumbers, you have drastically reduced the risk of mildew and blight. The plants are happier, the fruit is cleaner, and you are far more relaxed. We have now turned the most labor-intensive part of the cucumber harvest, the searching and the stooping, into a simple standing-up walk in the park. But even the best vertical garden needs the right amount of water. If you are still standing there with a heavy, swinging rubber hose, we haven't finished our lazy gardener transformation yet. In the next block, we are going to dive into the second station of our masterclass, the Deep-Jug Watering System. This is going to save your shoulders and ensure your cucumbers are the crispest in the neighborhood, all without you having to carry a single drop of water yourself. Stay tuned, because this is where we really start to automate your success. Now that we have your cucumbers climbing high, effectively displaying themselves for an easy, standing-up harvest, let's talk about the fuel that makes those vines thrive: water. If you are still relying on a traditional spray nozzle hose, or even worse, hauling heavy watering cans back and forth across your yard, you are violating the core principles of the lazy gardener system. You are putting unnecessary strain on your shoulders and your back, and frankly, you're doing your cucumbers a disservice. Let's look at the science for a moment, but keep it simple. Cucumbers are like sponges. They are mostly water. They need consistent moisture to produce those crunchy, delicious fruits. If they dry out and then get soaked, they get stressed, and stressed cucumbers turn bitter. But the way most people water is the root of almost all garden diseases. When you spray water overhead with a hose, you are splashing soil onto the lower leaves. That soil contains pathogens and fungus spores. When those leaves stay wet, you get downy mildew, powdery mildew, and blight. You are essentially inviting disease to a party, and the invitation was written by your own watering habits. This brings us to the second station of our masterclass, the Deep-Jug Watering System. This is the ultimate no-bend life hack for any senior gardener. Whether you are using raised beds, large containers, or even just a small patch in the yard, the goal here is simple. We want to deliver water directly to the roots, exactly where the plant needs it, without you ever having to lift a heavy watering can or struggle with a heavy, dragging rubber hose that constantly gets caught on your garden corners. Here is how you build the Deep-Jug system. It is so simple that you might laugh, but I promise you, it will save your summer. Take an empty 2-liter plastic soda bottle or a gallon-sized plastic milk jug. Clean it out thoroughly. Now, take a small nail or a heated pin and poke about 5 to 10 tiny holes in the bottom and sides of the jug. That's it. Now dig a small hole about 6 inches deep right next to your cucumber plant. Do this when you are first planting your seedlings so you don't disturb the roots later. Place the jug into the hole, leaving the neck of the jug sticking up about 2 inches above the soil surface. Fill the jug with water and screw the cap on loosely. What happens next is pure lazy gardener brilliance. The water will slowly seep out through those tiny holes directly into the root zone of the cucumber plant. The soil around the plant stays consistently moist, which is exactly what a cucumber craves, but the surface of the soil stays dry, and the leaves never get wet. Because the leaves stay dry, you have effectively eliminated the vast majority of fungal diseases that plague cucumber patches. Now, why does this save your back? Because of the fill-and-go efficiency. Instead of bending over and carefully watering every single plant for 10 minutes, you simply walk down the row with your hose, or better yet, a long-reach wand, and you fill each jug as you walk by. You don't have to aim at the plant. You don't have to worry about hitting the leaves. You just fill the jug, stand up, move to the next one. It takes seconds. If you have 10 cucumber plants, you fill 10 jugs, and you are done for the day. Your shoulders aren't strained from holding a nozzle, and you aren't bending to ensure the roots are covered. The jugs do the heavy lifting for you. But let's talk about the final level of lazy automation here, which is what we are striving for in the second phase of this system. If you want to take this a step further, you can integrate this into a simple drip irrigation line. You can connect a small, flexible 1/4-inch tubing to your main water line and run it directly into the top of your deep jugs. By doing this, you don't even have to walk down the row with a hose. You just turn the faucet handle on, let it run for 20 minutes, and turn it off. The jugs act as a reservoir, distributing the water evenly and slowly so that the soil doesn't get flooded. It is a foolproof way to ensure that your cucumbers never experience the drought and drown cycle that ruins their flavor. If you are using container gardens on your patio, the deep jug method is even more effective. Large containers can dry out incredibly fast on a hot summer day. By having this built-in reservoir right in the center of your container, you ensure that even if you get busy with grandkids or go out for a lunch, your plants are protected. They have a deep water source that will keep them hydrated until you can get back to them. Remember, the goal of this lazy gardener system is not just to save you work, but to produce the absolute best vegetables possible. Consistency is the secret to a prize-winning harvest. When you remove the human error of forgetting to water or watering too quickly, the plants respond by producing more fruit and better quality fruit. You'll find that your cucumbers are straighter, crunchier, and have a much better flavor because they weren't under constant stress. And notice the beauty of this. You are still standing. You are still moving through your garden with ease. You aren't hunched over. You aren't fighting with equipment, and you aren't worrying about blight. You have become a garden manager, overseeing a system that works for you rather than a garden laborer who is constantly trying to keep up with the demands of the plants. It's a complete shift in power, and it's one that will keep you gardening for many, many years to come. We have now conquered the structure of the plant and the fundamental needs of the plant, the water. But even the best watered vertical cucumber plant can fall victim to the final hurdle, the pests that want to steal your harvest before you can even get to it. And just like with our watering, we aren't going to spend our time fighting them manually. In the next block, we are going to look at the lazy gardener's final masterclass station, organic nutrition and pest control. I'm going to show you how to turn your kitchen scraps into a powerhouse fertilizer and how to use natural traps that do the bug hunting for you while you sit back and relax. It is going to be the most satisfying way to wrap up our cucumber journey. Stay tuned, because the final rewards of this system are the most delicious ones. We have reached the final station of our cucumber masterclass, and this is where we turn your garden into a self-sustaining, high-performance machine. We have built our vertical support system, we have automated our watering with the Deep-Jug method, and now it is time to feed your plants and protect your harvest. In the hard work world of gardening, this is where most people get discouraged. They spend hours mixing chemical fertilizers, spraying hazardous pesticides, and scrubbing leaves, all while their backs are screaming in protest. That is not the lazy gardener way. Our goal is to achieve maximum results with minimal intervention. We are going to harness the power of nature to do the heavy lifting for us. Let's start with nutrition. A cucumber plant is a fast-growing machine. It wants to produce fruit every single day, and that takes fuel. But you do not need to head to the garden center to buy those expensive plastic jug fertilizers that are loaded with synthetic chemicals. Your kitchen is already a goldmine of plant-growing nutrients. The lazy gardener secret to explosive cucumber growth is the banana and coffee elixir. It sounds like a gourmet recipe, but it is actually a powerhouse of potassium and nitrogen. Potassium is the key ingredient that signals your cucumber plants to stop focusing on leaves and start focusing on fruit. Here is how you make it, standing straight at your kitchen counter. Take your leftover banana peels and those used coffee grounds. Put them in a large pitcher or an old bucket, cover them with water, and let them sit for 24 to 48 hours. That's it. You have just created a highly concentrated organic liquid gold. You don't need to dig, you don't need to till, and you certainly don't need to haul heavy bags of fertilizer from the store. When you go out to water your plants using your Deep-Jug system, just add a splash of this concentrated tea into the jugs. It goes directly to the roots, providing an instant, gentle nutrient boost that will have your vines greening up and flowering like you wouldn't believe. It is organic, it is free, and it keeps your kitchen waste out of the landfill. Now, what about the pests? The dreaded cucumber beetle is the #1 enemy of the American home gardener. They carry wilt, they chew leaves, and they can destroy a healthy plant in days. In the traditional garden, you are told to scout every leaf, pick them off by hand, or spray toxic chemicals. If you are 80 years old, you don't want to be crawling around searching for bugs under leaves. You want to be enjoying your patio. The lazy gardener approach to pest control is simple. Be smarter than the bug. I use a two-pronged strategy that requires almost zero work. First, the yellow trap. Cucumber beetles are irresistibly attracted to the color yellow. Take a few inexpensive yellow plastic cups, coat them with a thin layer of vegetable oil or tanglefoot, and mount them on a stake right in the middle of your elevated bed. The beetles will fly in, get stuck, and your problem is solved without you ever having to lift a finger or use a drop of poison. It is passive, it is effective, and it works 24/7, even while you are asleep. Second, the companion planting trick. While you are planting your cucumbers, Tuck in a few radishes or nasturtiums around the base of the trellis. These plants act as a natural deterrent. The beetles find the scent of these plants repulsive, and they will simply pass your garden by. By the time the radishes are finished, you have already enjoyed a harvest, and your cucumbers have been protected through their most vulnerable stage. This is the beauty of our system. We are working with nature, not trying to force it into submission. We are creating an environment where the plant is strong, the pests are managed, and you are sitting in your patio chair, enjoying the view. We have completed the circle of the Lazy Gardener Cucumber Masterclass. We have taken a crop that used to be a source of backbreaking work and turned it into an automated vertical high-yield system. You are no longer spending your mornings bending, twisting, or hauling heavy equipment. You are spending your mornings observing, managing, and most importantly, enjoying the fruits of your labor. You have proven that gardening in your golden years can be more productive and more enjoyable than it ever was when you were younger. That is the true power of this system. It restores your freedom. I hope you have found these 3 blocks of our Cucumber Masterclass not just helpful, but genuinely life-changing for your garden. We have covered the vertical support, the automated watering, and the lazy nutrition and pest control. All of this was designed to keep you standing tall, healthy, and happy while your garden does the work for you. Gardening is a lifelong journey, and I am so glad that you are choosing to walk this lazy path with me here at Garden Lab. If you found these tips helpful and you want to start reclaiming your garden without the pain, please hit that like button. It really helps other senior gardeners find these solutions. And don't forget to subscribe to the Garden Lab channel for more simple, senior-friendly gardening hacks that get the best results with the least effort. We are building a community here where we garden smarter, not harder, and we would love to have you be a part of it. Now, go out there, stand tall, enjoy that fresh cucumber harvest, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.